truck files in the video. How do we explain it? We take another shot. Morning everybody, Hot Rod Garage here, and today we're doing a bunch of detail stuff on Brandon's truck. We went ahead and shot everything, wheelhouses, engine block, firewall, all the stuff. So all the same sheen and stuff like that. I've already worked ahead of you guys and got some of the reassembly done. We got stuff like the headers are back on, little stuff, hose clamps. These headers are on here. All the spark plugs are in it. I put this front corner back together. I did leave the steering off because a lot of times it's just easier to be able to turn the spindles without having to turn the whole steering. So this morning I went ahead and took the hubs off, and I did that on purpose because I've worked in a mechanic field forever, and the one trend that I have found is you can't trust what anybody tells you. What you can do is you can double check stuff, right? So what I did this morning was I took the hubs apart. Obviously they were greased and stuff like that. All I wanted to do is just make sure that the bearings were nice and tight, just because that's my concern. If something ever happened to the truck and you had like a runnability issue or something like that, you can always get a tow truck. But what you can't do is you can't reload a front corner once it came apart because you didn't check that one component. I even double check my own work. That's no kidding. I actually do that. You can ask Pete that. Anyway, the ball joints here, they're tight, and they're pinned also. Caliper's nice and tight and all that. Anyway, enough of me blabbing. I'm gonna go ahead and put this corner together. I'm gonna hang the caliper, rotor, all that stuff. I'm gonna leave the steering loose. Next is the jam nuts and bolts for the steering collar. That way I know all that stuff's nice and perfect. Alright guys, it's nice, bright, shiny this morning. So hopefully you can see what's going on here. But here's our beautiful lowered spring. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set it in the frame. Pretty much self-explanatory. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and clock it here. Make sure I don't hit you guys in the head here. Yep. Okay, as you can see, I already started my bottom ball joint nut. The spring looks like it's in the saddle, so we're going to go upsies. Upsies. It's got here. And go wah-cha. And down. Alright, here's the starts of something fantastic. And just as a side note, try your best to not hang calipers. That's pretty tough on the brake lines. Given these lines are brand new, I didn't want to wreck something. Hey. Start by getting this guy started here. And we'll do this. We'll break this here. We're going to put our brake pad in upside down. Ha! Hello? Yes, sir. Good. Just reassembling here. Yeah. That's right. It's going good. All right. Power steering pump. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, guys. So now the caliper's on there. Obviously, the rotor. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up my caliper saddle bolts. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. And now we need to do our brake line. I don't know, you'd call those you'd call it a guide or what. Yeah. There it is. Okay. There's that. So now we need to tighten our ball joints up. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and pin our ball joints, and then the front end's all reassembled again. Yay! Okay, guys, we're just rocking along. We got the front end all put together. Beautiful. It's one beautiful precision hole right there. Okay. Get some paint on these guys, and let's move on to something else. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and put a carbonator on here. Fancy. Here. Somewhere for the rainbow. All right. Yeah. You just saw the carburetor going on. Now the throttle linkage is on. We're going to get some different springs, but always remember, just put a spring on it. Maybe it's an oversight or something like that, but always, whenever that carburetor immediately goes on, put a throttle spring on it. I don't want to mess with the choke yet. When we end up starting to scroll up, I want to dial it in, get it warm and all that, and then adjust the choke after that. Alright, there's that. Before we get too far, let's make sure we tighten that clamp down. Okay, there's that. Carburetor's reinstalled. Alright, tight, carburetor's tight. We got a throttle spring on there. Okay, our throttle linkage is on there. While we're staring at it, we'll plug this girl back in here right now. Cool. Okay. Let's find something else to do. It's alternator time. Alright. Looks pretty good. Little tensioner bracket. Almost there. Need our belt. I went ahead and put the power steering belt already on there, so I figured probably need that. And now, okay. Okay, there's that. Let's do something else. I'm sorry I didn't film this, but I got the new valve covers on. I got the driver's side already on. I'm going to go ahead and cinch down the passenger side, and then the valve covers are done. Yay! Okay, there is that. So now we can go ahead and put our distributor cap on, plug it in, put the wires on it, and all that aspect is done. After I had timed it and everything else, I pulled the number 1 wire off. That way I knew exactly where number 1 was. Kind of takes the guesswork out of stuff. If you went through all the work of doing it before, you know, why do it again? If you can avoid it. Alright, guys. Well, that's what it's going to look like eventually. I need to make another pin to so we can attach the air cleaner to it. But anyway, that's okay. You never know until you start messing with it, right? There's that. I'll go ahead and put the old air can back on there because now we don't want no poo-poo caca getting near there. And we'll find something else to do. With this last thing, I can actually start putting the front clip on. Our power steering's on, everything's on. Brandon's going to put AC in this later on, but he didn't want a big open hole, which I don't blame him. Anyway, what I've done is I made a patch here. I'm not going to weld it, I'm just going to screw it in there. Obviously you don't want holes that are too big, so I always like to do it manually like this. That's pretty good. Okay. No, I'm not going to put any sealant. I'm not going to do anything because he likes the way the Firewall came out. He doesn't want any dings or anything like that. So I'm just going to leave it dry and just put it on. I can remember which way this goes on. Like that. And there it is. So anyway, that's all done now. Now we can actually put the wheelhouses on. And hang on, I'll get ready for that. All I did was I set the core support in there and I just loosely attached it to the frame there. Because I still have to put my grommets in there and stuff like that, but I wanted to leave it like that. That way I can start putting my wheelhouses in there. And again, I'm going to leave everything loose, alright? Everything loose. Off camera, I went ahead and re-tapped the blindness inside the Firewall just to clean up, you know, clean up whatever wanted to get cleaned up. That way you're not sitting there fighting it, trying to put this thing together. That's all we want, just to get something started. We're going to do this guy now. Let's go ahead and grab the driver one here. Now we need to bring the core support back. So now 9 trillion bolts. It's way down there. Okay. So this measurement is longer. That means it needs to go that way. Okay guys, now I got my shims in there, and now I'm going to go and put my battery tray in next, because I believe it's a little difficult to get it in after the radiator. We're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, before I go much further, make sure I'm still... Alright. I'm thinking it'd probably be easier just to cut a slice in it. That way. Yeah. I'm just going to cut a slice in it. It won't hurt the battery tray that much. And it'll get us plenty of room. And like I said, that way you would have to take the wiring out to get the battery box out. So, that's what we're going to do. One more of these. Well, now that I've... Anyway, looks pretty good. But now that I marred it up, I need to shoot it. Erg. Alright guys. So, the reason why we wired it like this is normally it goes here, but not in through here. Through here, but not there. But we wanted to hide it, so when you're looking inside the engine bay, you almost see like no wires. Just kind of a clean look. Now they have the wiring in there. It's time for the radiator. And moving right along. Okay. Here comes Excalibur. A little clever way to really grab onto this thing. Actually, first off, alright. looks like a truck, guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Tommy's been making a lot of headway on Brandon's truck. Brandon's here to visit, check up on it. How's it looking, Brandon?
Amazing.
But it's not done yet, but we will, I think we'll finish this thing up this next week. Anyway, we want to thank you guys for coming and spending time with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, hit that bell notification, share the link with someone, and leave a comment. Bad or good, just leave a comment. And as usual, thanks for watching.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
You gotta say it with us.
Okay. Let's try.
All right. And as usual, thanks for watching.